There are three things in this particular episode. The first part of the episode, the air about a viral video, me sure most of us are coming across on social media. The second part, a conversation, Chairman Ohene Kwame Frimpong, our honorable member of parliament for Asante Achim North, are granted to Yebra Penny Black Rasta. Then the third part, interviewer, international law lecturer, our Gampa, Madam Serena Pamela Natongma are granted to Gossip 24. Must also be me a subscribe button so no click a bell notification icon so. Now make for Go.house and a diama Go.for it's on the best of the best home appliances. Open fridge, open rice cooker, open microwave, open blender, open freezer. And then I open with fear Go.for you. I mean they have every single appliance be out here and fear. It's if another that screen is no. Na free and answer WhatsApp almost up on showroom no so on showroom no. Our West House Mall, almost also shop back our castle quine so ubet me have this website www.go.house.com. Go.for a delivery so count. It's only problem. Maybe I will be our Ghana had a Go.for a be deliver about one. But I am back to come so. 80. There's a video from Mr. Owusu Bempah. Now, this particular video near Mr. Owusu Bempah prior to the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. And that is all catcher Asante Achim North for I say omo ni po mo kwakọ to abama ni ye because MP4 ho NC4 na so mo ni no mo to my independent candidates dia ahwe me nyanka our parliament house because by election e betumi yesi omo hwe no man to my independent.
I'm saying say some to abama independent candidate there will be a by election in the next 1 year. Asante Achim mamun kono agogofo mamun kono ma refuse we two of say so to aba am I independent candidate any now what me and now 1 year and I have to buy election in Asante. We don't want to go for by elections. And I know what I'm talking about. You best double with this seat or pursue a by election. I'm not going to about my independent candidate. I know what I'm talking about. I'm saying since I want to about my independent candidate, there will be a by election in the next 1 year. In Asante no. On say your on so what we are saying to you. Yes. Open I'm not being a prophet. Now being a mistake not for trouble my independent candidate. Say and sit down. And it will never happen.
Now be also them say at the end of the day no independent candidate and no to aba and the man I just in the person of chairman and I say honorable Ohene Kwame Frimpong as I made Ohene Kwame Frimpong and now no O2 kwan ekoko piem e UK fa Amsterdam Schiphol airport no and omo no I nim say FBI for and omo we are interested in Ohene Kwame Frimpong because questions be also be answer to due to business be around here e Chicago monte so and e di omo so say this business no ye enti omo hia no USA so maybe ensem bia no now Ohene Kwame Frimpong akasa for the first time and for the first time okasa no only about penny Black Rasta na kasa and Ohene Kwame Frimpong made some interesting utterances in that particular interview. I also suggest to say we won't figure some man for propagate on social media. We won't say man for case romance scam near there. But FBI form romance scam be asunchen. In fact, some more arrest on beka you are under arrest for do. The man catch na money laundering.
Yeah, omo detain me omo catch me say. Asem no to do with money laundering. Bibi anka ho bi.
Wow, I'm happy.
Bibi anka ho bi. But how people that can't give me that they say will be 100 million, will be 335. What is meaning now? But to God be the glory. May God be brave.
Now you must come out more echo submission.
I can make a say. Mina. I say Muntia, or Muditani, or Mokatremen say. I say to do with money laundering. Did you come with him?
Wow, I'm happy.
Did you come with him? But how Nipa that can't give me that they say will be 100 million, will be 335. What is meaning now? But to God be the glory. May God be brave.
Now you must come out more echo submission.
I can make a say. Mina. I say Muntia, or Muditani, or Mokatremen say. I to do with money laundering. Did you come with him?
Wow, I'm happy.
Did you come with him? But one nipa but can't give me that. I say will be 100 million, will be 335. But to God be the glory. May God be brave.
Now, this is an interesting revelation by Ohene Kwame Frimpong, because if you remember, right, in our first story about Ohene Kwame Frimpong arrest, the catcher will say FBI for dealing with cells and as rings, as the criminal law expect to term it, right? Say almost operation we anybody was saying the womb. Why would they lead? Why would they play this role? Why would they play this role? And I told you, say in the matter, FBI for you interested in this is somebody Ohene Kwame Frimpong. Or Mama Amsterdam, a police for action agents people. No, it involves a Nipa 27. Now, in Nipa 27, you want to far or more building scheme no, anyone call far or more acting as hackers, anyone call for more creative check deposits, anyone call for more creative accounts, creative identities, and Jessica, and I told you the seller Ohene Kwame Frimpong, it belonging to in that grant scheme. But me creative shell company, somebody Jessica. So they got such people as well. And a shell company, any bank account or when they be discount, and now Ohene Kwame Frimpong F4. So when it comes to the shell company, and after so bank accounts na omukreti na Adeyemi, Adebayo, Adesulu, Ajina, Ajimai. Oh yeah, Ganini. Ayoyemi, Bans, Balogun, Dambi, Sophie, oh yeah, Ganini. Evuluku, Glency, Jackson, Lucky, Frimpong, yeah, Ganini, Owusu, Parker, any Proots, and after Spencer, or more, and no more creative companies, and also creative bank accounts, no more Jessica, egu. Now, in the grand indictment, no, omo break it down, Sika, Obiaji, omo can say, your friend is saying, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, right? The first Sika GN was on the 1st of April in the year 2021. Omo alleged, so received $29,284. On another occasion, no, Ajina Eji Sika $98,667. But sa 98,000 no, Sika na say ebi ekoko di Ohene Kwame Frimpong honomo. Ena omo transfer bi ekoko ma Ajina. Sika na omo ala say kodi Ohene Kwame Frimpong no. $284,865. Based on what we explained in that particular video, no, it falls in line with Ohene Kwame Frimpong and some more catcher Black Rasta said the allegations leveled against him no, has to do with money laundering and no FBI for alleging, which basically explains what FBI thinks Ohene Kwame Frimpong's role was in this particular cell, and I said this particular ring. We are responsible for over thousands of victims. Ohio and Monteso. And it's exactly the allegation of Ohene Kwame Frimpong. I confirm the Black Rasta. So much money laundering and oil involved in. Now, looking at how complex Chairman Ohene Kwame Frimpong arresting and the whole thing is because I'm not for the soil MP Wagana has say I'm not for the or diplomatic passport. Now, so Honorable Roxanne Dafemekpo STT emphatically on several platforms said Ohene Kwame Frimpong or Asante Achem North MP. Now I on a private trip into no to coin. Now say understanding the complexities surrounding the arrest no and how FBI foresee handle asem no. Any international law lecturer our gamepa. I am the person of Madam Serena Pamela Natongba Ekon Kimkomo. Ebisano. Say we baby or take as an international law lecturer. Now we chairman Ohene Kwame Frimpong as an MP or Ghana has here. Immunity, just say a war in international law. A guy the politicians are omutu kwan fi o man ba ko so ko man ba ko so no mu konya asem wo sa o man so na ye chiomo no. Sa immunity no. Ebi cover Ohene Kwame Frimpong.
And so many questions have been asked because we know he's an incumbent MP. The questions that have been asked have related to his status as an MP, vis-a-vis international diplomatic immunity. So first of all, under the Constitution of Ghana, the 1992 Constitution, it affords incumbent MPs immunities. With respect to the duties they perform. So when they are going to Parliament, they are attending Parliament, they are doing anything in that regard as parliamentarians, then they enjoy immunity. They can't be detained or arrested because under the law, they need that freedom to move around and perform their functions.
Yeah. Article
However,
117, right?
Article 117, that's right, of the 1992 Constitution. However, when it comes to international law under the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, it affords immunities to certain category of persons. And there we have certain heads of states, heads of governments, accredited persons, diplomats, and then incumbent foreign affairs ministers.
Yeah.
So those are the categories of persons who enjoy immunity under the convention. With respect to our MP, his immunity is inland.
Okay.
If the law doesn't give it an extraterritorial application, meaning that he enjoys that immunity when he's within the jurisdiction of Ghana. When he leaves Ghana, the 1992 Constitution
doesn't cover him.
It's not automatic. That's right. Because the moment he leaves the jurisdiction, he's unclothed. And then he now assumes an international jurisdiction clothing. And there he's not mentioned.
I don't miss you. But so what's your common Chairman, I am from diplomatic passport. What I say? And one would think, say, no, I want a private. No, say, so, well, so when a diplomatic passport, I don't just say automatically, no, the Vienna Convention, immunity, no, able to me cover, no, because as spell out, in qualified immunity, no, cover foreign affairs minister, omo ye juma our embassies, omo ye aban ministers, aban asoma omo, so omo nko di juma wo man bi so omo na sa immunity no, cover. But so we MP, now we kita diplomatic passport there, sa immunity no, and cover.
The only consideration would have been if he wills a diplomatic passport and it is confirmed that he was traveling as part of a government delegation. They were going to do government business. That would have been, okay, there would be considerations.
Yeah.
However, let me also add that even though he doesn't have immunity internationally, in any case, he's an incumbent MP. So any way in which he's going to be detained or arrested must be done in a very dignified and humane manner.
International law lecturer. I am the person of Madame Serena Pamela Natongba states in the class saying, in as much as I chamo hene kwame frimpong, a okita diplomatic passport, no mom no only sa immunity bino. I was say, country na a effective arrest no, a treating no with respect. Also, we go by the standards, or treating in a humane manner.
Okay, the standard is you can't, ambush him unnecessarily. You can't maybe disgrace him in the course of the arrest. You can't. You should be done in a dignified way, and there should be a legal basis for the arrest. Even if an arrest warrant has been issued, the process of the arrest must be done in a very dignified manner.
Okay,
not to bring the image and the person into any disrepute, because we are dealing with international issues.
Okay.
With that said, once an arrest warrant has been issued, it becomes effective.
I know there are also people I know Mubisa social media so say, oh, I say FBI for Amfe Nidia Magana, and no Mashada no more Bushi, Chairman or Heno Kwame Frimpong, and Amsterdam Hono, and a poor motor now, what private trip so, and no more question no more Nidia Magana, Ghana, and Madam. Serena Pamela na talk basi Debbie nana phone to your boss because uhwe ade ya to Chairman Heno Kwame Frimpong ya only the first person e bia to no e bia to former Chile president Pinochet pen e bia to DR Congo for enipa Yarodia pen, right? And in these two cases, in the case of Pinochet no, Britain for and then to house arrest for about 1 year, no arrest our honor. I wanted to house arrest for about 1 year. Arrest warrant no, then free Spain. In the case of Yarodia say no, because I know a foreign affairs minister, immunity no ekovano, Emma International Court of Justice, can say arrest warrants inadmissible.
Oh, I won't attribute it to that because in the past it's happened. Even I don't know how familiar you are with the former president of Chile, Pinochet.
Yeah.
Pinochet visited London for medical reasons, and at the time, his very good friend Margaret Thatcher, whilst in London, Spain issued an arrest warrant for him. And at the time, I mean, they handled it diplomatically. So this is not out of the scope. It is done. I mean, and internationally, when a state issues an arrest warrant, it doesn't have any obligation to alert the state of the national that is going to be arrested.
Okay.
In this case, there's no obligation. It could have put us on the alert, but it doesn't mean that
it is necessary for
exactly
the US to even inform Ghana in the first place.
No, once it's been, and it's happened before. Even I mentioned on another forum how a former sitting MP, not sitting MP, sorry, is incumbent Foreign Affairs Minister of DR Congo, Abdoulaye Erodia. He was even on his way to conduct government business. And when he got to Belgium, Belgium had issued an arrest warrant without alerting his country. He was picked up, detained. Immediately. Congo issued a case against Belgium at the ICJ. The court held that you cannot, as a country, arrest an incumbent foreign affairs minister because he's part of the protected persons mentioned under the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations as persons who enjoy immunity. So that one is a clear infraction of the law. So assuming that this MP was a sitting foreign affairs minister or part of the persons mentioned under that law, then it will be a clear infraction of the law. There have been situations where these have happened and the courts have held that you can't do that because you are a state and therefore you need to respect the immunity given to a national of another state under international law. We are not dealing with national law.
It's a chairman in Kwame Frimpong arrest, no, and you're out of scope. What I say? Na man for Omoka say Ghana a sovereign country near there no. Ghana a constitution no. So utra Gulf of Guinea. Ana so utra flower border. Ana utra Sampa. Ana utra Boku. Any Burkina so we ye Burkina Faso share na. Ghana constitution no. Enko ho. The enko ho no mo international law. And in this case no. Chairman Ohene Kwame Frimpong cover.
I've heard people say that our constitution is supreme. Yes, it is supreme, but it is supreme to Ghana. It is not supreme to the international community.
Thank you so much.
The international community. 1992 constitution does not rule. We have international rules and norms and laws that regulate the international community.
I say, but so extra, right? I had to say FBI for no, and I say USA for no. They've had their way. So many occasions. Oma ba extradite, that Joma be extradite Kofi Boat, one by the extradite Derek Van Yeboah, one by extradite my friend say Inusa Mohammed. Oma ba extradite Kofi Bray. I say I buy one too many. No see oh they be. Oh my Ghana. And I was say homework. So my Ghana. Epe criminals be our mind be so. Na so much me for a criminal name by Ghana ha say. Na FBI for to me be ye criminal fi Ghana ha. And I say suspect e dey free Ghana ha say. And the neko omo mind so because of my investigation or my homework here. So Ghana so per se successful in that regard. Yes, we any investigations, any homework here.
Well, as I would say, I mean, before I get into any schools of thoughts or align myself with any perception out there, I would say that before any arrest can be conducted, there should be a valid legal basis.
Okay.
Meaning that the person or the detainee has infracted some law, a known law, which I mean, it must be. That is why the rights of the detainee must be read to him prior to being arrested. And there should be some procedural fairness in all that. It should be done in a humane manner. There should have been an established cause for the arrest. So if Ghana, as a state, we haven't been able to effect some arrests of maybe some other nationals, we should be asking ourselves, have we built that solid case? Is there a case for a person of that standing or status to be arrested? If you've conducted an investigation and you have a file on the person, you have a dossier on the person, and it has, investigative material that you have reasonable, suspicion that this person may have caused this offense or may have violated an existing law in this manner, what stops you from effecting an arrest?
So it's about us Ghana as a country doing its homework and doing
We
it very
need to do our homework. If we just as other nationals or other states will build files on persons and then thereon move into arrest them, what stops us from doing same? Because I want to believe, I don't think that this arrest would just has been done just like that without any background. Because as I said, there should be a legal basis for the arrest.
Yeah. It's maybe sano. So I go international law lecture. Ebi ano wa di chebi. Efa how chairman of Hene Kwame Frimpong. Ebesi handle this whole issue. Esiafa. And this was international law lecturer. Our Gimpa. Madam Serena Pamela Natongba. Ni advice. I just what they buy.
Well, first of all, I would have to ensure that she's been given the right access to his, legal counsel, access to consular, the consulate.
Yeah.
It's even an enshrined right
Yeah.
for any national, not just an MP. Any national that travels into another country and you are arrested under the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, you have a right to access your consulate, so that if there's any assistance that can be given, then you can take it from there. But if you are denied that access, then clearly the state that has arrested that person has violated an existing obligation. So if I were to be advising him, or I were to be advising the state, first of all, would want to ensure that there was a legal basis for the arrest. He has had a full access to legal representation, and also ensure or try to find out that this is not done it hasn't been on the back of any political issue. Maybe it's been overly politicized and he's been victimized for something within that space. And then also ensure that there's been transparency that's maintained throughout the arresting period. So that is why I would interrogate the validity or the basis of the arrest. Because we just cannot arrest somebody like that. There should be a legal basis for the arrest. And also ensure that at some point there's some judicial intervention. Even if he's been arrested or detained, it should be submitted to the court, a court of competent jurisdiction, within a reasonable time for him to, know what exactly is going on.
I have got 624. Also, bet me at our comment section. What else? Feel free. Not our comment section. That's in there. You better switch here.